Since I don't cry often, I cherish tears deeply. Most of my top 10 animes have made my cheeks wet. I have been emotional, teary-eyed, and even ugly-cried at some anime moments. My first tears ever were from the infamous ice cream scene. It hit me so hard when my beloved Erosenin was no longer with us, and the response of the characters affected me so much more. My first ugly cry moment was the death of Mary. Oh boy, I could not even press the play button during the episode. The emotion on every Straw Hat face was so beautiful. Meruem and Komugi's entire story arc was one of the most stunning scenes of animation I have ever seen. And then you got this behemoth of a franchise called Violet Evergarden. It would be no exaggeration to say I cried in every other episode. Those are some moments that I hold very dear inside. I assure you, many people will have similar experiences as me because they are some of the most beloved animes to date. The word classics ain't something to toss around. From eye-catching animation to unforgettable characters and masterfully crafted narratives, only a few can say that they are of that caliber. So why not talk about some of those tearjerkers in this video? It will be divided into emotional, teary, and ugly cried moments. First of all, let's start with emotional ones. While watching shows, some scenes are unforgettable. In the Wall of Noragami, the god Yato's one goal in life was to have a shrine. The gods revered were of prosperity or protection, and Yato was a god of war, a deity with powers to destroy rather than to protect. A shrine represents all the gratitude and appreciation a god gets from hard work, but who would build up a shrine for a god who is summoned for only steady work? So when Hiyori finally gives him a mini shrine, all the emotion pour out. Finally, someone saw all the effort in his pursuit. See, this shows that you don't need to have a sad backstory. Just the gratification of hard work is all you need. It's not a complex storyline, but has one of the most lovable main characters in all of anime. Since there have been rumors about a new season, I cannot wait to talk about it and relive the once forgotten classic. Next up is the anime that I could only describe as beautiful, Silent Voice. Right from the jump, the show hooked me in with its brilliant writing. The main character starts off as a bully. He harasses someone who wasn't given the gift to hear. He dangerously takes off her hearing aids and just makes life miserable for her. I was fuming seeing Ishida's behavior and was waiting for his demise. You should have seen my face when the class turned on him. I was smiling end to end, but this sentiment didn't last long. Cut to the future, he is on the verge of jumping off the bridge. I cannot imagine the pain a mother goes through seeing her son give up on life. At this moment, he meets up with Nishimiya as well. Both of them start to reconcile and set their differences aside. They genuinely become friends. This is what is beautiful about this movie. Two depressed people trying to find reasons to stay alive. Some feel like a burden to those close to them, and others are haunted by their past. Although it was too much of a burden to carry for Nishimiya as she jumps from a building. Ishida frantically catches her and pulls her off the ground, but in that process, he falls. I want to say if Ishida would have died here, I would have never recovered. That day, that week, and that month would just be ruined. I love this show because there are so many nuances about depression, regrets, and anxieties. It poured out many emotions, and thinking back, even if I didn't cry watching this, I still felt every frame of it. That X mark peeling off the faces of the crowd is some of the best cinema I have ever seen. It shows that Ishida has finally opened up to the world. I just told you all what made me emotional, but there are so many little things to talk about that it could be a video of its own. So let's leave it for another day. Now, let's delve into the crying ones, starting with the Tanaka moment. Haikyu has one of the best cast of characters that have their motivation, beliefs, and goals. All of Karasuno's boys are lovable and you wanna root for them at each endeavor. Asahi with the jump serve, Nishinoya with the set-in, Kageyama with the stopping set, and Hinata finally being able to receive. Those are the highlighting moments of the show, and everyone has that one signature moment in Haikyu like Suki's block in Shiratorizawa matchup. Even the two episode characters, Small Smile hits on an emotional level. It's just jaw-dropping to see how the mangaka makes the cast so rich and full of life. I have loved Tanaka from the jump. His straightforward nature to never leave a play on hold is commendable, but I would be lying if I said he was relevant in every episode. Often, he disappears from the court. He's average at most, and in the team, everyone is better than him. In the Inarizaki matchup, nothing was going his way. They were hunting him on the serves, and even if he had a great line swing, the ball was ruled to be out of bounds. A liability on the court is a very venomous mental slump, and as he can go through. You try to go up and up, but the steepness grows and grows instead. So when the curtains finally opened for him, it was a moment to behold. He hits this insane cross, and I was teary-eyed cause of it. Seeing all the frustration not consuming him, but rather fueling his desire to play, that is the moment that affected my soul. My love for him grew, and this is what is great about Haikyu. Not the main characters, but the other supporters. You wouldn't care about any opponent players in a sports anime, but in Haikyu, the mangaka has character writing down to a T that sometimes you wanna root for the opposition when you know you got Karasuno's back every step of the way. Just look at Kita. His jersey scene got to me as well. Tomorrow, I will see the Haikyu movie, which is exciting, so tell me your thoughts about the Haikyu movie as well. To change from an old gem to a new gem is Frieren beyond Journey's End. There are so many emotional moments in the anime that it's so hard to pinpoint a particular scene. My friend cried when Frieren baked a cake for Stark's birthday, so I assure you many people will have different answers. The pick I chose was Hyder's death. Hyder was a lovable drunk priest. He wasn't of noble cause like the hero Himmel, but he changed for the better. As an old man, he tried to help people as much as possible. One of those people was his apprentice, Frieren. He convinces Frieren to teach his apprentice as long as she is deciphering the grimoire. Thus starts the day-to-day life of Hyder, Frieren, and Frieren. These held-back moments are so beautiful every time, but all nice things must end. The lamenting heart of an old man. This emotional background of Frieren made me cry because you can feel the agony of losing someone dear to you. This show doesn't tear you down mentally, but rather is comforting in its ways of being emotional. It is the true essence of the end that marks the beginning. I will shower praises for Frieren, as I believe there is nothing to criticize about the show. The anime lets you sit in with moments, with slow pacing, and the tears are bound to come when you are disinvested in a show. Now is the time of the ugly cry moments, the one where I could not control the flow of tears at all. Minus One Piece, only 2 franchises have ever done that to me. The first one being Ousama Rankin. Ousama Rankin is a fantasy world of giants, witches, and mystical creatures full of interesting world components. Our man Bocchi is the prince, destined to be the heir of the kingdom. But that did not go as planned. He was cursed from birth, removing his ears, mouth, and even his strength. The man can't even lift a bucket while his dad is lifting gallons. He could read mouths, but that did not matter at all. People mocked the foolish prince. They thought he was stupid, incapable of leading any country. This was his life, but his kind nature never left him as his mother taught him the correct ways to live. He gives off his clothes, understanding that someone else will benefit from them. After being manhandled by his brother, he drags his lifeless body to the sword. How he was trying to lift the sword just broke my heart. Regrets and disappointment start to fill his mind. A pitiless abyss that many can't escape from, but what you can change is your behavior towards others. The energy you give to the world gives that back to you. The kindness he showed to Kage made Kage follow him. Finally, he had a friend. This entire sequence just tore me apart. Just look at this. What a beautiful moment. I was already semi-emotional seeing Kage's backstory since he lost his mother to racism and had a very difficult upbringing. He had to steal and take throughout his life. However, Bocchi reminded the one thing his mother left him, and that was kindness. This was an amazing episode too. Ousama Rankin hits you in surprising ways. The scene of being covered by a mother's blood has scarred me for life. Ousama Rankin is easily in my top 10 because of his character work. At first, I hated the stepmom, the typical desire of wanting her son in power instead of the rightful heir, Bocchi. So it was unexpected to see the affection she had for Bocchi. She was trying her best to understand him, and her favor towards Daira was because she thought Bocchi could not carry the weight of a crown. Only a mother jumps from a tower when her son falls. This is the beauty of Ousama Rankin, and I hope this doesn't disappear from the annals of time. The other ugly cry anime to end the video is the infamous Anohana. Oh boy, is my mind not ready to relive this. We join a group of very close friends who spend most days together. Jin is the leader of the group who has feelings for Menma, and Menma feels the same too. Others have their relationship woven into the collective as well, but for the most part, they all enjoy each other's company. One day, all of that changes when Menma drowns in the river. Cut to the future, Jin surprisingly sees the ghost of Menma roaming around his house. So the mission starts to let Menma's soul rest in peace. The Super Peace Busters reunite once more to fulfill Menma's wish. They thought seeing the fireworks was our wish, but that was not the regret. The regret was she could not grow up with her friends. The situation itself was bearable, but watching her friends lose touch cut her deeper. So it makes sense that when the collective starts to jive, she begins to disappear. It was a quick and unexpected occurrence, and to not make it heavy, she shrugs it off as a hide-and-seek game. Unable to say goodbye in person, she poured her heart into individual letters, and Jin's letters especially hard to read. After countless RU tears, she magically appears before them. Since farewells aren't one-sided, she gets soured by love before the farewell, with Jin's farewell affecting her the most. She looks back at the fun times they had together, jumping and bickering all the time. In the end, she ends her ghost life with the line, Mitsukata. To me, this has to be the most I have ever cried watching anything. I was already crying at the later scene, but when she said the line, rivers were flowing in the dungeon. It was one of the best climaxes in all of anime. I was left speechless and depressed for months. I choked up even thinking about the scene. It was beautiful and impactful, and there's none other that can replicate the emotion it made me feel. These were some moments special to me. After editing all this, I can say my mental state is not in the right place. So it would be appreciated if you liked and subscribed to this channel. Write down your emotional moments in the comments below, and until next time, meet you all in the dungeons of anime.